Hey, what's up, y'all? Well, first of all, happy Easter to everybody. Let me just say that. I just came from church, had a good service, so I'm feeling really good today. So I want to come on here real quick and give y'all my review on Tyler Perry's Temptation. I went to go see it yesterday. It came out Friday, and this is what I got to say about it. So overall, it was a good movie. I thought it was really good. I had been hearing that it was really good, but you know, of course, I had to go check it out for myself. So basically, the summary is you have an ambitious married woman whose temptation by a handsome billionaire leads to a life of destruction, deceit, recklessness, and eventually it alters the whole course of her life altogether. It just throws some things off. Now, I'm not going to tell everything about the movie. I'm just going to tell the gist of it because I don't want to spoil it for those of y'all who have not seen it. And the things that I leave out, those of y'all who have seen it, y'all know what I'm talking about. So you have this lead character, Judith, which is played by Janae Smollett Bell, which you guys know her from Roll Bounce, Eve's Bayou. What else? She also played in The Great Debaters. And she also had a few reoccurring roles in the show Hanging with Mr. Cooper back in the early 90s. So we've actually watched her on the scene for a long time. She's a very beautiful woman. She's really, really good, you know, at what she does. She's been doing this for a while. And that's another thing I noticed too in this movie. Tyler Perry used a lot of seasoned actresses and actors. So I thought that was good on his part. So anyway, lead character Judith, she's married to her husband Bryce, which is played by Lance Gross, which y'all know him from Tyler Perry's Meet the Browns, the movie. Also Tyler Perry's House of Pain. And he was also engaged at one point to Eva Pickford or Eva Marcel, whatever she calls herself, but the next top model Eva. So basically they're together, and Judith begins to start to feel like she's being taken for granted. Well, actually she was being taken for granted because they had been together for a long time. They had been together since they had been friends since they were kids and everything. So as a lot of times it does happen, he started to take her for granted. So she's working as this marriage counselor for this company, which is ran and owned by Vanessa Williams' character. What was her name? Janice. So she's running this company, so she's working for her. She meets the guy Harley, which is played by actor Robbie Jones, which he used to play on the show One Tree Hill. So she meets him, she becomes tempted. He's got all this money, he's doing everything that her husband is not doing. Like for instance, her husband forgot her birthday 2 years in a row. So yeah, so needless to say, she starts to become tempted. She starts to become turned on. He's got this money, he's got this swag, he's intelligent, he's intriguing, you know, and he's into her. So basically they get together, blah blah blah, everything started to happen. Now at first in the beginning I thought this movie was a little predictable, so it started to kind of lose me a little. I was kind of like, oh shoot, this can't be, because this is just too predictable. You know, your man's taking you for granted. You meet this other guy, you think the grass is green on the other side, you start to get with him, and bam, just when I thought I was getting bored with the movie, it's like it did one of these slopes and then it just climaxed, like whoosh, and it just took off. Now I'm not gonna tell y'all the details of how it took off or whatever. I'm gonna let y'all see that for yourself. But this is a really good movie. You gotta go see it. You gotta go see it, because the twist is something you would have never expected. You wouldn't have never saw it coming. Now what stood out to me in this movie was basically the message overall. It was a strong, powerful message in it. You know, it just goes to show you that everything that glitters is just not gold. Just because something is different doesn't mean it's better, or someone is different doesn't mean that they're better. And also, the grass is not always green on the other side, point blank and period. So overall, I thought the acting skills of everybody was pretty good. Kim K, she did decent. She played as one of the marriage counselors. Her name was Eva. She did pretty decent. I don't think she did a horrible job, but I didn't look at her and say, oh my gosh, I forgot that's Kim K, because to me, she was still kind of in Kim K mode, you know what I mean? Which is not a horrible thing. It's just, to me, it wasn't nothing spectacular about it. But she had a nice little role, you know. So Brandy did very well. Brandy always does well in her acting. You know, Brandy had her own show at one point. I mean, come on, could you expect anything less from Brandy? So she was, her role was her character was Melinda, which I thought that they was gonna make her and Lance Bryce start cheating together, but they didn't. And I like the fact that they did that, because that would have been so predictable as well, but they didn't. So they kind of flipped that a little bit, so that was good. But like I said, overall it was a good movie. The twist just blew me away. I was like, oh my gosh. So if y'all haven't went to go see it, check it out. It's a good movie. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't want to tell too much, and I don't want to tell too little. I think also, I want to add this. I think Tyler Perry must have added the temptation part later, before he brought the movie out, because I remember when they first started talking about this movie, you know, it was just called the Marriage Counselor, or the Confessions of a Marriage Counselor, because I remember when they was talking about the whole fact of Kim K being in it, you know, there was a lot of hoopla about that. So I think he added the temptation part later, but I mean, that's neither here nor there, but I wanted to just mention that, because I don't know if I was the only one that kind of noticed that, or maybe I missed something, whatever. But anyway, so that was my review. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope I didn't tell too much. I hope I didn't tell too little, but whatever I forgot, y'all can feel free to put it down below. But this has been Miss Marcy. Until next time, I will talk with y'all later. Enjoy the rest of your Easter Sunday. Bye-bye.